Hi, this is Andrew at YoDev. Today I'm going to be doing a web overall kind of audit on Interlam design. Shout out to Sal Martinez. He's a media director over there, and he requested that I go through and check this out and give the company some good pointers on what they can do to improve their overall layout to hopefully improve their impact to their target audience, maybe improve some scores on Google. Just some steps to get this site moving in a more modern direction. So first off, right off the bat, on this landing here, I like the slider. I think it looks really good. The arrows are pretty subtle. It goes backwards. That's a little interesting, but I imagine that swiping's probably hopefully works on mobile devices, but we'll get into that. Navigation is okay. Seems a little outdated as far as design's concerned, but I mean a slight polish on a brand kind of design here might improve that look and feel. So we're kind of going down here. All the headings and the paragraphs look fairly consistent. There could be the footer could be a little more valuable. A lot of times the footer should be utilized to have basically like almost your navigation of your core pages that you want to display in the footer. Not only does the user sometimes look in the footer, or when they get to the bottom of the page, it's nice to be able to just click a page to get there. But also SEO crawlers crawl the site and they're looking for links in the footer, and if there aren't links to internal pages in the footer, it's typically a red flag. So I would definitely recommend coming up with a footer structure that can help improve your user's experience on the site. Also, the navigation doesn't stick. Now this is kind of a beefy navigation, but what I'd recommend is at least your core items here, they should be sticking to the page, so that if the user is halfway down the page and they want to go maybe check out a product or a resource, they don't have to scroll all the way to the top. So that's something right off the bat that could improve your user's journey. As we're going through here, this page seems to highlight different patterns. We got galleries, so I think it accomplishes what you're trying to do here. One thing that I'm noticing is this URL structure. I don't really know where I'm at. It's a pattern here, that no doubt. There's also no breadcrumbs to kind of trail me to where I wanted to go. So for instance, like this is the products page and it goes right to art diffusion. It should be products /art diffusion, and then there should be some sort of a breadcrumb here that I can click to go back to the all products page. It's just basic core navigation pieces that makes the user experience better, and also it helps SEO see those links and see the breadcrumb attributes that say, hey, this is how the site's navigation is intended to be. So that's one thing that I would definitely recommend tightening up. I like this. This is cool. The sub nav. That's really cool. Again, same thing for resources. It would be nice to know that I'm on resources so that I can get back to the resources archive here. So this is a digital library. That I didn't know this one was a drop down, or is it not? It looks like this might be broken maybe, or oh, okay, there we go. A little funky there. Digital library, PDFs. Typically PDF should be opened up in a new tab. So these should be all target blank for your links. Just so it's just best practice. It's also being stored in a Google Cloud bucket. Not really the best way to do it. I noticed that this entire site doesn't seem to have a CMS. I don't really see a CMS involved. They're using Cloudflare, which is good. We'll get into technology, but basically I'm not sure how these PDFs are handled. If I was to guess, you're probably uploading them to your Google Cloud storage bucket, and then you have to manually link them somehow in the code or on the page. And that's just not ideal for your internal marketing teams that need to update the site on a daily basis. So that's something that I would recommend that could be improved. The galleries, Lightbox gallery, this is cool. I like it. That's nice. I hope it works that way on mobile too. Like a nice, easy way to do this on mobile. And it doesn't look too... Hopefully it's different on a phone, but this is not a bad gallery. So this is, I guess, all the galleries, and then, yeah, again, breadcrumbs would be nice, and that's throughout the entire site. The About page, a little simple here. Might want to get a little more into the brand, some visuals of the team, just something there that makes this, makes the user trust the company a little more. Contact, pretty straightforward. Contact page. Subscribe, got a MailChimp embed. Not bad. Be nice to style this MailChimp embed a little bit to look like the brand, but this probably does the job if you're getting subscriptions. I'm also not sure what I'm subscribing to. Do you guys have a newsletter or something? Might want to make this page a little more engaging to like make the user want to subscribe. This is a good information piece. This is also a good information piece again for the footer. Like having a distributor information like in a column, like however you want to categorize all your pages, but it would make it that's where I would think to look for this kind of information, would be in a footer. I wouldn't know that it's under contact. This and this could probably be on one page. Simplify things. How's the search? Okay. Not sure what we're doing here, but let's look at this. I wouldn't really know what to search here. Let me search Oxy. I would think that would come up. So I don't know if this search is actually working. I would have my internal team test this. The design looks a little jacked up here too. Like you can see the text through this. It's transparent. Should be fully white. There's no search results here. Oh, now there is. So really confusing. And then it opens it up in a new page. This is an instance where you wouldn't want to open it up in a new tab. So yeah, I would look into that, test that feature. These go to external links, your sister companies. Similar looking page design here. Yeah, so I don't know if this is your company too, but I'm assuming that everything that I'm recommending for this site, you can probably say that these other sites need it as well, because it looks like the exact same template was used. But today we're doing interlam design, so This is something right here that I don't think this has to be in the header. I think it could be a footer menu item and then a page dedicated to your other companies with a description of what they are and what they're focused on. It kind of takes the user's attention away from the surfaces that they're looking for with Interlam, in my opinion. So I would recommend ripping those out. And I don't know why that gallery keeps dropping down. It's kind of annoying. You got an online store. That's a third-party thing. So whatever, if that's working for you, go for it. Social links could be would definitely I recommend being in the footer, just to tighten this navigation up. Search, I'd probably do a search icon and you click it and then a search would expand out over top of these menu items. It's much better user experience. And this is just clicking and going to this search. I would want to implement a search that's more built into the site versus using this third party that doesn't seem to be working too well. So that's first look at this site. So that's my analysis based on just the overall user experience. I did run some Google tests on this. So this is PageSpeed Insights. This is built off of Google Lighthouse, which Google uses to identify the core web vitals of your site. And it's loading a little slow here. And you can see on mobile that's not a very good experience up here. There's a lot going on. It's taking up a lot of real estate. You're gonna want your nav bar to be cut down to like this very top piece so that you can get your slider showing in there and whatever other kind of deals or call to actions that you want your users to take. This is just taking up way too much space up here. Lots of stuff we can do on the dev side to make this better. I'm not really 100% sure on what the site's using. At first glance, I don't see any CMS, which is a content management system. So, you might know one as WordPress or Drupal. There's other ones out there, but this, I don't see any. So I'm not sure how you update this site. If you have to contact your developer or you have to get in there and code, or it's some, complex system. That's what I'm guessing based on you have to, like, the uploads are housed in a Google Cloud storage bucket. So I would think about that. Having a functioning CMS is a pretty standard for a website nowadays. And it enables your marketing team to do their best work because they can go in and get in there and make changes and deploy new landing pages and really drive the website themselves without having to rely on complex systems or a technical lead that has to come in and make basic changes like content or images or what have you. So that's one thing I definitely would recommend is consider either a slight rebuild with a more modern platform that uses an easy-to-use CMS for your team. We recommend WordPress. WordPress has come a long way. Old school developers talk smack on it, but it's using the latest and greatest web technologies. It's easy for users to use in the back end and easy for developers to customize the site. And you can mix it with other web technology tools to get optimized, fast-loading websites. And that's what YoDev specializes in. So we can help you with this kind of thing if you're interested. But yeah, that's something right off the bat. Some of this stuff's good. You got Google Analytics. You got a Facebook pixel in here. I don't know how effective your advertising is going to be here. I don't know if you have landing pages that you're using and what have you, but that's, you're doing some marketing efforts here. Cloudflare CDN is great. We use Cloudflare. It helps to for caching and security and SSL and different things like that. So that's good. Tag Manager, again, for helping to implement these pixels. Raygun issue trackers, that's a development thing. And it's probably for helping to track down bugs and things like that. And some of these other things are more developer focused stuff. Like I'm sure that this is what they're using to lay out the components of the site, core JS, whereas we'd be using something like React, JS, Gatsby, or Vue, which is a more modern framework to be building on, more scalable. So yeah, that's what we got there. That like just by upgrading the front end build and that would eliminate half of this stuff. You don't have compression on the site. Images aren't optimized. There's just a lot of things here that can help improve your performance. And Google is making PageSpeed the number one issue that people need to resolve in order to get ranked. Next thing is Accessibly, which is ADA compliance. So your site's not compliant with the most basic ADA compliant standard. So this report shows that elements aren't structured properly. You got empty buttons. Some links can't be clicked. You're doing pretty good on titles and some meta descriptions and stuff. But overall, keyboard focus doesn't have a noticeable outline. There's just it goes on and on here with your like how off you are on ADA, and ADA is becoming a big thing too. Some industries actually get fined for not having a good enough ADA. I don't think your industry's in there. It's more government and things like that. I know in the EU it's getting pretty intense. Like your websites need to be ADA compliant, and it's only a matter of time before it comes over here. So that's something I would recommend that you need to get fixed pretty fast. Make sure that your site's ADA compliant. We ran the mobile friendly test, and again, it is usable on mobile, which is good. There is this big jumble of stuff on mobile that's just taking up so much precious real estate. Imagine if you were to just land on the site and you had your product spotlight right first and foremost on mobile. I think it would just make such a better impact than having all this stuff up here. But yeah, mobile experience looks okay. I haven't had a chance to fully test it on my phone yet, but at least Google's saying it's mobile responsive, so you're good there. So that's basically everything that I do. There was one other thing, so let's see. I did notice that when you get down to... Here we go. So when you get down past 900 or so, your site is not responsive in a browser. Which, I mean, if you're trying to pitch to architects, interior designers, professionals that have big screens, like I'm on a big screen right here. I like to zoom in and work on different things. Some of those professionals might have tablets, and this might not be fully responsive on those tablet devices. Like it might respond on mobile, but those tablets, that's another kind of a red flag there that I would recommend you fix. Like your site should be responsive in a browser. You should be able to shrink the window, and your site should change on the fly. That's kind of a big issue right there as well. So lots of issues to bundle up here. I hope that it helps. It helps you. And yeah, if you have any additional questions on some of the things that I pointed out for you, let me know. And yeah, even if you want me to make a punch list of those items, let me know, and I'll go through and make a detailed punch list of everything and send it over to you. You know, another freebie, no big deal. I just I want to make sure that, especially in my local area, these businesses are thriving and their website is their biggest sales pitch, and having a poor, outdated website could definitely deter customers away. So I'm trying to help as many businesses as possible. That's why I do these free website analysis videos. So if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me, Andrew, at yodigital.com. You can go to yodigital.com and check us out. We are rebranding to YoDev. That's YoHDEV. So by the time you might want to work with us, we might be officially switched over. But I know Sal very well. I've worked with him in the past, and we'd be happy to help you out in any way we can. So thanks. Have a good day.